So I was talking to a client the other day, and we were talking about how she was struggling to do a couple of things: follow an eating plan, not stop overeating, as well as be consistent with her exercise and working out. And the funny thing is, it's the same 3, 4-ish steps to accomplish any of those things and be consistent with any of those things and really anything in life. So I want to share with you what these 4 steps really are, just super high level. So number 1 is getting extremely clear on what you want and why you want it, and making sure that you want it and making sure that it's a priority for you. So many times we are going after things or working towards things. I recently just realized I was doing this in my own life that we really don't want, or we keep telling ourselves we want or we should want, but we're not really doing the things, and it's just like weighing on us. And sometimes we have to check in with ourselves. Do we really want to be doing it? Do we really want that goal right now? And it's totally okay. Be honest with yourself, but you got to start out with that clarity and make sure that it is something that you want and get really clear on what that is and why. The number 2 thing is we got to create a really clear plan to get there. We have to be super, super clear on what are we going to do, where are we going to do it, what time are we going to do it, and we have to actually decide and commit. So many times I've shared this before, when people tell me they're not being consistent with something, I'm like, well, what is your plan? What is it that you want to be consistent with? And most of the time it is a very vague idea. It is not a super clear plan. It's so much harder for our brain to wrap around like this vague idea of something we want to do. I want to eat healthier. I want to drink more water. I want to work out more. What is more? We got to get really clear on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I want to go to the gym at 5 a.m. and I'm going to do strength training workouts each day, 2 days upper body, 1 day lower body, something like that. Very, very specific. That way it's so much easier. You just have to show up and do it. Not that that's easy, but it's easier. And then the third thing we have to do is we have to repeatedly show up and do it, even though we don't feel like it. 75, 80, 90% of the time, we are not going to feel like it after we committed to it. And that is totally normal. That is okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong or that we should turn around. We just have to get used to training ourselves to lean into our commitment, our intrinsic motivation, which is what we identified initially, the why. Why do we really want this? Why do we really want to do it? So it's like when we don't feel like doing it, we remind ourselves why we do feel like doing it, and really rely on that commitment and that dedication to actually doing it and showing up. So make that decision and then get used to doing it and showing up even when we don't feel like it. Build that trust with yourself, build that resilience, build that mental strength with that skill. And getting used to that discomfort. It's all about that. And then the number 4 piece is evaluating and analyzing. Is it working? Do I like this? Is it getting me the goal that I want to? We want to periodically be evaluating and looking at that too, because if we're doing the things, but it's not getting us where we want to go and we really hate it, there's likely a different way to go about it. So those are the 4 things that really it takes to be successful truly at anything. We have to commit. We have to decide that we're going to go all in for it. We have to make sure that we have a clear goal and that we actually want it and know why. It has to be compelling reason. And then we have to have a clear plan, and we have to show up for ourselves and for the thing every single time, or as close to every single time as possible, even when we don't feel like it, even though it's uncomfortable, and get used to working through and sitting with that discomfort so we can create the life, the health, all of the things that we really want to. And then lastly, just periodically analyzing, evaluating, making sure that we're on track in all ways. So if you have questions or you want to hear more on this, drop a comment, send me a message, and make sure that you're following for more mindset tips to feel more empowered, to feel more in control of your health and life, and to really step into that place where you feel like you can do anything.